Good morning, friends, and how are you doing out there? We're having a little bit of technical difficulties on this side of the world, but at least we're having it together. Man, I started to set up a little broadcast, and then the broadcast started falling loose, and I couldn't figure out why. It seems like the powers of the internet do not like me this morning. So we're going to start out, and we're going to start over again, hopefully on a good step and on a good foot. But first, is a news broadcast.
In breaking news, heat waves going across the nation, preparing for summer.
Right? Can you imagine that? Now, when broadcasts go crazy, a lot of times big productions have the power over that. They can reboot, restart, and redo the news or redo their show. Now, mind you, I'm doing this all on my own, so I don't get that opportunity. So when things go adjacently wrong or go drastically wrong, it's all on me. So let's get on the road. That's probably more like any road trip you want to take. Most of the time when we take a road trip, most of us don't enjoy it. You're putting mileage on your ass. You're sitting in the car, sitting in the airplane, sitting on the mule, sitting on the dromedary, sitting in the air zeppelin, whatever it is. You're basically waiting your time to go by. And all you can do is sit there and either talk to your driver, talk to the passenger, or blah, blah, blah. Well, in my town, what they did something very original and something that I would love to share with you guys. I'll probably share this a few times over just because I think it's so very original and so very cool. How often do you hum a song when you're on the highway? How often do you sing a song when you're on the highway? Well, take a look at this one. Yeah, that's a highway out here that actually sings a song for you. A big part of it is that a lot of people don't know that if you go on that highway going exactly 50 miles an hour, it plays the song exactly perfect and you don't have to change it. Any faster, it sounds a little weird. Any slower, it definitely sounds, I don't know, disconjointed. But I have something for you guys. Well, it makes a whole lot of sense now, doesn't it? Last week I promised to play you guys something, and then I left early, and I didn't even get to play you guys something that I really wanted to show you. So I figured today I'll show it, and then we'll start the news. So take a look at this.
And we're going to do it. I need dead silence, and then when I get it all the way down, I'm going to turn so you can all see it, and you're going to erupt in applause.
This is weird.
Yes?
Yes!
Yes?
My ex.
Okay, I believe you. Here we go. Dead silence.
How often do you swallow a sword? That's pretty crazy, huh? Swallowing a sword. If I didn't witness it up front and I didn't witness it the way I did, I probably would have questioned the young lady. The fact that I was standing right there and I got to witness it firsthand, I thought, wow, that's pretty crazy. You breathed in the good stuff. You breathed in the good and exhaled the bad. I'd like to get started by doing that before we get going on to anything else, because the news could be a little bit crazy. So here, guys, let's breathe in the good. All right, fresh in off there, and I hope you enjoyed some of that. Fresh in off there, off the topics today. It seems that the sharks from the Atlantic Ocean are testing positive from cocaine. Wow, pretty wild. A tortoise causes a train delay after slowly climbing onto the tracks. Go figure, some kind of turtle getting back into it. Why trains in one part of the UK will soon serve seaweed? That's not something that I'm really interested in. I mean, we don't really have trains that do that. If you do, that's pretty cool. And if you're going to eat seaweed on there, well, that's okay with me too. Students taken to the hospital after eating a super spicy Crispies. This eating spicy food thing has just become quite the anomaly with people. And it's rather insane, actually. Fire crews rescue a horse from a bog in 2-hour operation. Wow, man. If any of these do sound interesting, please tell me and I will read deeper and look deeper on these things, because, sometimes you're not entirely sure where they come from and what they are. Wait, let's brief moment.
Truthfully, I'd slap you, but shit splatters.
Hotel looking to hire banter merchant. This is definitely a European thing. They do a lot of busking on the streets. So, banter to keep your customers going and keep your customers wanting to go into your shop is actually a really cool idea. A parrot that escaped home found 5 miles away after a wild weekend. Wonder what kind of wild weekend this parrot must have had. Must have got chased by a bunch of crows, maybe, right? Or maybe some pigeons. I don't know. It sounds a little weird to me. Ice cream van swept out to sea. Now that one sounds pretty cool. It's a small world, bloop, 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 after all. I don't know about you, but that's the song they play in my neighborhood. The ice cream truck goes by playing It's a Small World. And halfway through it, I'm ready to just arm myself.
You can't argue with stupid. You just can't.
Hippopotamus can become airborne from substantial periods of time, research discovered. What? Okay. Six-legged dog named after a Disney mermaid settles his new life. Six-legged dog. I don't know. That sounds like a lot of crazy work right there. 6 legs. I mean, can you imagine that right there? I mean, man caught with 100 snakes in his pants. I don't know what that's about. Thank you for joining me. I see there's 2 viewers right here. There's 1 like up there in the corner. Thank you so very much. This is actually what matters for those of us who do this streaming, just so you know, guys. Those reactions make everything worthwhile. Whether you're sharing it, whether you hate it, or whether you're just not having a good time. Irrelevant. What matters is as long as you're somewhere and you're trying to pay attention. Escaped cows charged down the road. What the hell? Can you imagine that, driving down the road and you get a whole bunch of You're never late. You are perfectly on time, my beautiful friend. This is our secondary restart because I had a technical difficulty this morning, guys. So if you did see a little hiccup there, please note that, yeah, I had a little technical difficulty. And it's okay. Technical difficulties are people too.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com. Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. No Sir Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine and is spreading the education across the North. Activism, resources, referrals, and more at No Sir. Don't be a jackass. Say no sir to cannabis propaganda with No Sir. Find us at www.nocer.ca.
Have you remembered to put it away for 30 minutes a day on the IWK? Have you even checked it out? Have you been aware that these guys are doing sessions every day? You know, just so you know, I am the only certified 420 feed because we're happening here in Los Angeles, baby. So it's the only one that matters. The rest of them are just emulators, or at least try to emulate. I'm joking with you. Infrared view of erupting volcano shows that center is hotter than, okay, that's bad. We're getting into science. We don't necessarily need science this morning. But what we need this morning definitely is a lot of love and a lot of respect. How often are you showing this to your friends? How often are you getting out there and giving your friends the benefit of the doubt? Most of the time, we're not. We're just talking with our friends. We're trying to educate our friends. We're trying to tell our friends. Very rarely are we giving our friends more than they can handle, or very often are we giving our friends something that they can tangibly hold on to. With that being said, it's, you know, when you have people that say to you, I don't need to do that. I have YouTube. I'll just look a video up. Problem is with YouTube is that you're not retaining information. So it comes and it goes as soon as you use it. Okay. But it's not like when you're reading a book. Hello, hello, hello. Or when you're reading a manual on something, that knowledge sticks in the back of your mind and you will almost forever remember it. Problem is, a lot of people are relying on this whole, I'll just go look it up on Google. Well, that's good. You want to, rebuild the carburetor on your ski mobile. The best thing to do is, go get Google. But what if you're not in a place where you can get Google? So therefore, you're finally getting my point. The whole idea is that we need to take care of ourselves and treat ourselves. When we treat ourselves, that means the same way that you're going to put fresh water into your bong, or the same way that you're going to use alcohol to clean your pipes. I have something for you a little different. Unpeggable. The smoke freezer. You guys aren't aware of it. The smoke freezer is a really cool device. Now, personally, I'm an old school stoner. I still use glass. I still count on glass. I still love my glass. When the smoke freezer was brought to me, my first thought was, no, I am not going to change what I've done because I've been using a bong for so many years that would just be a backstep for me. And then when I used it, I realized that it makes a certain time of the day that much better. Do you know what time I'm talking about? Do you have the time? Do you know what time I'm talking about? Of course you know what time I'm talking about.
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time. Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Everybody doesn't, but at least they'll understand it. At least if they've been around, they know that bong hit time is so very important for us. Hey, get with it. Come on, let's smoke. You've seen enough of that stuff already. What is going on, friends, and how are you out there? I see there's 6 of you looking out there, and there's 3 hearts up there. Those reactions, guys, are what help us. Those reactions are what send the algorithm out there. So when you're watching the internet and you want to be up there and you want people to see you up there at the top, the algorithm has to do well. Therefore, your friends have to like and share. That's why it is so vastly important for our friends to like and share. I know I hate to say that and be one of those guys that like and share my video, but unfortunately, liking and sharing really does help. Share it out to your friends, your family, your aunts, your uncle, your cousins, maybe someone who just whatever. Hamburger lovers marry in Mexico McDonald's. Fast food fanatics Carlos Munez and Melissa Montones turned in to tie the knot at McDonald's in an upscale district of Monterrey, Mexico, for an Americanized city. How about that? Can you imagine going into McDonald's and I would love to marry you, honey. Take my hand in matrimony, but I'll take barbecue sauce with my kind of weird. I know. Japanese tourism bra. Get this one right here. Lingerie maker of the Triumph unveils a bra that hopes will welcome tourists into Japan. Okay, yeah, like that's probably going to help. Judge finds McDonald's for obese employees. Get this. Oh my goodness. A Brazilian court has ordered McDonald's to pay a former franchise manager $17,500 because he gained 65 pounds while working a dozen years. I don't know. Are you really eating that shit when you're working there? I find that kind of hard to believe. But hey, have you put it away for 30 minutes a day on the IWK? You probably should. Guys, you should definitely have a smoke and hang out with my friends. Have a little sesh at least once or twice a day. Those of us here in the 420 marker, or at least on the West Coast, we like to start the party a little differently. We like to do this all day long, by the way. Okay, here we go. Mexico rolls up the world's largest enchilada. Ammo. The residents of, I cannot pronounce this, cooked up a 230-foot long, 70-meter long, almost 1.5 ton enchilada Saturday. Guinness Book of World Records Ralph Hannon announced that it was the world's biggest enchilada. Holy shit, could you imagine the red sauce that you need for that. That's red sauce. Now, the whole thing that I keep finding very strange here in these weird anomalous news topics are that McDonald's happens to be in here 5 to 7 different times. This is probably saying something to us, I'm guessing. Family branches tie Obama. Oh, wow. So faithfully, a family tree in the U.S. President Obama shows that he's related distantly to two of the harshest criticism, Sarah Palin and Rush Limbaugh. Oh my God. I don't know how true some of this is, but you know what I mean? You just gotta take it for what it is and just know that whatever. So let's see. Let's click here and see what else we're getting for weird news. In your area, what is the weirdest thing that you guys got going on? And mine, we cannot have our cannabis in the city limits. I live in California where weed is legal. But in our town, our mayor has made it so you have to go 35 minutes out of town. Yeah, that's right, 35 minutes out of town in order to get your cannabis. So a 35-minute ride round trip, you do the math. That's a long time in your car to go get your cannabis. Now, with that being said, there are certain laws that you should know and shouldn't do. A lot of people don't realize this, but they're like, oh, since it's legal in California, we can just go anywhere we want. So first thing they do is they go to the beach and they smoke up at a beach, and then they find out that you get a ticket for that. You don't want to do it by a school or anywhere as far as the crow flies. So basically what happens is they can get you on fines for that. Now, you can stand on your front porch and have bong hits and wait, did you just hear that right? On the front porch and have what?
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Most people don't love it, but they kind of get it, and then they'll get it after a little while. The UN to the airport space ambassadors, the great alien visitors. A space ambassador could be appointed to the United Nations to act as the first point of contact for the aliens trying to communicate with Earth. Okay, knife removed from Brazilian man's head after 3 years. Can I read that one more time to you guys? A knife has been removed from a Brazilian man's head after 3 years. A man in northeastern Brazil is recovering after his surgeons removed a 4-inch, 10-centimeter blade that has been stuck in his head for over 3 years following a bar fight. Maybe I'm not supposed to understand. But for the 7 of you watching, maybe you understand. The hell I do. Guys, with that being said, it's that time for you and me to do that most important thing of them all. There's a way that broadcasting happens, and broadcasting works in a certain way. When we do this, there becomes breaks in life, aka commercial breaks. Friends, countrymen, Romans, fellow stoners, 4 minutes of your life.
Knock Network presents Ganja News Update. Join joint host Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb as they bring you the Global Cannabis News Update. Catch the Ganja News Reporters weekly on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as they cover cannabis news from around the globe in a 60-minute video news podcast. Stay up to date with Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Follow and subscribe to Knock Network on your webpage, social media, and streaming sites, including Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and Rumble.
Psychedelic Tuesdays on NOK Network. Tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Psychedelic Reports. Ufa Alvarius is scouring the newsletters for stories being reported in mainstream media on psychedelic records and passing them on to Bobby Puppets and Karen Simpson so they can bring you, our listeners, in this 60-minute video news podcast.
Tuesday evening news.
Join us for Tuesday Evening News, weekly at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all your news and information in the world of psychedelic medicine. Follow and subscribe to NOK Network on our webpage, social media, and streaming sites, including YouTube and Rumble.
Put it away for 30 minutes a day on IWK. The IWK 710 Daily Sesh is a virtual gathering where consumers meet up or a toke and some laughs at 7 p.m. Eastern nightly. Originally aired on Info with Kim's social media page, the IWK 710 Daily Sesh is now also podcasted on NOK Network. Rotating joint hosts bring you a variety of content during this 30-minute virtual smoke sesh. Take a break from the stresses in life and put it away for 30 minutes a day on IWK. Podcasted nightly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NOK Network.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@knocknetwork.com.
Hey, dudes and dudettes. Enjoy the show, man.
Now I will pick up from my friend because it seems that Mr. Wayne is he's a little indisposed. So let's get it started. Okay. The Pope's astronomer says that he would baptize an alien if asked him to. Really? Okay. Too strange. I imagine this is way too weird. Chinese body fishers. A business of selling corpses pulled from the Yellow River. Seriously? This is a thing? Well, sorry, guys. You know, the news. Did you enjoy your commercial break? Did you get out of it what you needed? Hey, did you put it away for 30 minutes? We weren't gone for 30 minutes, so you can't have done that. Back to the news. A UK teenager is banned from America for life because of an obscure email to Obama. Really? Like, okay, they're still hanging on that one right there. That's pretty heavy duty. Colombian is the world's shortest man, climbing in there at 27 inches. Edwards Nuno Hernandez is many ways a typical 24-year-old Colombian male. He loves dance. He loves to daydream. He even owns a car. He prefers a Mercedes. He even wants to see the world. But at 27 inches, get out of here. 27 inches. I don't think I'm buying. I don't think I'm buying that. Mexico breaks its own record with the giant taco. Mexico's broken its own record for making the largest taco ever prepared in its country at a whopping 40.9 meters. That's 134 feet. What the actual? Seriously? A giant taco was made to help dozens of people. Well, I would say so at a taco that freaking large. I mean, what the hell? Thieves in Mexico end up with literally peanuts.
Can't argue with stupid. You just can't.
Is there a problem in the office? Swedish drivers face $1 million in a speeding ticket for going 180 miles in order to get to work. Oh, all right. Worst in decades ever. Hands down the aughts, well, it's 2000s. The worst political decade since the 1990s. The reason that TV celebrities, the lack of personalities and scandals that screwed things up made us want more for those 10 years. Now we're making up the 21st century. I call that a crock of shit. It does go back to ratings, though, guys. These TV shows that we're into, everything's based off of ratings.
Can't argue with stupid. You just can't.
Bizarre border births. What the hell is this? Over a year, people have tried some unusual ways to cross the U.S.-Mexican border, as photos from the U.S. custody border shows new patrol and shows new and strange, bizarre ways. Well, these are pictures. This is not what I was looking for, so that doesn't really work. Those of you who are into football, big football fans, the Colombian cops find the World Cup. They find out it's made of cocaine. Fans worldwide have fashioned a replica of the World Cup trophy out of everything from paper mache to plastic. But the law-breaking unit and group in Colombia get the top prize for the most original material ever used, cocaine. Goal! That would make just a crazy. Marilyn Monroe's x-rays snapped up for $45,000. 3 x-rays of the Hollywood actress Marilyn Monroe's chest and pelvis were taken during a hospital visit have sold more than 10 times. They're pre-estimated at earning of $45,000 or 29,800 pounds if you're in Europe. That's pretty crazy right there for 3 freaking x-rays of a personal person. I think that's kind of, I don't know how to explain. I'm not sure how I feel about that. You know, you're a celebrity and now people want to buy your x-rays. That's just a little weird, guys. Only the New York Post could get away with the World Cup cover. The New York Post turns out that, well, let's say a unique angle of yesterday's World Cup game between the U.S. and England. It ended in a draw by an very unique means. The U.S. did not actually win to the best of everyone's knowledge. It's a 1-for-1 score, but the game was not a win. It was okay. Unfortunately, some of these articles are more like a visual thing that you have to see. So reading them as a headline and reading them doesn't necessarily work. Introducing the Good Food Guide for Cockroaches. Oh, yeah. Let me say that one more time. Introducing the Good Food Guide for Cockroaches. Ever wonder how cockroaches seem to, be the best places to grab a meal? Now, our researchers in the Queen Mary University of London suggest that just like humans, they share their local knowledge of the best food sources and then they follow recommendations from others. Get the actual beep out of here. That's pretty weird. I mean, that is definitely weird.
Can't argue with stupid. You just can't.
Marrying a much younger man greatly increases a woman's chance of early death. Can you believe this? This is stuff that they're writing. The Max Planck Institute of the Demographic Research in Germany analyzed that marriage and death records have 2 million Dutch men and women at odds. Okay, some of this you got to just speculate the fact that this is why we get in trouble, because you can't speculate on the news. We're going by facts that are usually given to us, and then we're usually told by said facts. Hell if I know. 960th time is a charm. A South Korean woman who earns a driver's license after 960 tries is ready to buy a car and get behind the wheel. Guys, may I read that to you one more time? The 960th time is a charm, Associated Press states. A Southern Korean woman earns her driver's license after 960 tries. Now she's ready to buy a car and get behind the wheel. That is totally insane.
Can't argue with stupid. You just can't.
This week in ironic assaults. Oh boy, this is funny. The police say that a 24-year-old man is missing a chunk of his right ear after it was bitten off by a woman who didn't like being called fat. Oh, yikes. Holy crap, really? Police here's a good one. Let me pull this one up here. Police barred from penis enlargement. Forget about getting a job as a police officer in Indonesia. If you have your penis enlarged, you won't get it anyways, according to the local media reports. That the police chief here states he only wants small penis men. Basically, small penis men have more of an attitude than men with a large penis. Wow. Mexico to encourage culture reveal. So in a field hockey game, can you imagine that? You're having a field hockey game and you want to reveal like it's a boy or it's a girl. I'm not sure that some of this news could be fraudulent. I'm going to this. But hey, let's just go along for the ride right now because, hey, we can't. Topless rights, Associated Press. That's right, topless rights. About 24 women drew a crowd of overlookers when they shared their shirts and marched down the streets of Maine after shedding them to promote what they call equal opportunity for public toplessness. Does this mean we're going to do the same thing for perennial sun tanning? Think about that for a moment. You got to get out there and get your asshole tanned, and now everyone's got to do it. Eek, how weird is that? I get the breast thing. Who cares? Men, women, whether you have, you have mammary glands or you have pectorals, it doesn't really matter to me whether you're covered in fur or you're not. But you might get stared at, and I don't think it's a big issue. I think that it's kind of dumb that we have to worry about only in our country of let's be all uptight about shit. Do we worry about, oh my God, she is topless, he is topless, or whatever? Now, I don't know if I want my waiter coming to the table bottomless. That might not be a thing that would help me. Excuse me, sir, what would you like with your sausage? I don't know. That could be a little weird. Or even a young lady standing there. How would you like your clam? That's just kind of weird, wacky, and crazy. How in the hell do you think people get away with it?
You can't argue with stupid. You just can't.
Do when you're bored. A man who has been charged with making a naked dash through a Tennessee supermarket told the police that he was bored to death. He didn't have anything else to do. Here's what I'm getting. You're getting thrown out for running naked through the market. Now, mind you, we have to wear hairnets when we're working around food. If you're going to run naked through food, unless you're hairless, that's a whole different story, but it didn't say he was hairless. It just said a man was bored. This is really a wacky topic of this, because what's the problem with people running around places naked? Would you freak out if you were at the mall, the market, diner, and then a naked man or woman ran through? Let me answer this for you. I would laugh and think it was weird if they ran through naked. But if they walked in and took a seat and conducted their business naked, that I would not laugh at or even find hilarious. I would think that that's someone standing up for their actual beliefs and their rights. Wow, how amazing would that be? Soup mistaken for drugs. Men detained in Mexico. A Nigerian-born U.S. citizen said he spent 2 days in a Tijuana jail after Mexican authorities mistook his soup ingredients that he was bringing with him to a relative in Mexico for illegal drugs. Okay, and people are complaining about people going to jail for marijuana or going to jail for strange things. In certain states, guys, I was just told that California is just, people like to talk a lot of smack and bad stuff about California. But did you know in certain states it's illegal to roll your wife down a hill in a wheelbarrow on fire on Wednesdays? Think about that for a moment. I don't quite get it. And these are people that tell me that we are back asswards. And now take a look. The numbers are 6 watchers, 6 hearts. All we need is 6 something. And we got evil 666. I'm joking. But it is the magic number. 66 is a number that reoccurs throughout our day. Of course it does, because it's a part of numerology. 66 is a, let's remember, 66 is a variant code that's used for you to always go, aha. Oh, well, irrelevant. Recession dentistry. Oh, this should be good. A former Massachusetts dentist is accused of placing paper clips instead of stainless steel posts inside the teeth of root canal patients while billing medication for more than expensive parts. Holy crap. Could you imagine going to get dentistry and you find out that they have a paper clip stuck inside your jaw, pull the tooth with some super glue? That is just, I don't know. I got one thing to say.
You can't argue with stupid. You just can't.
Wow. The IRS visits Sacramento car wash in pursuit of 4 cents. It was every business owner's nightmare. Arriving at Havert's Metro Car Wash in Middletown, Sacramento this Wednesday afternoon were 2 dark-suited IRS agents demanding a payment for delinquent taxes of 4 cents. I find this hard to believe. Why would they send out tax agents? I don't think the tax agents are ever sent out. I think that's fake. They will never. I think a sheriff would be involved with you more than the tax and IRS, or maybe the police department, if this was real. New York chef offers customers cheese made from his wife's breast milk. A New York restaurant chef has warned by the city that the health officials have offered a circumstance to this customer choice. The taste of cheese that is made by his wife's breast milk. He is fighting the court. Okay, seriously? Okay, look, we're going to court to argue over, that's my wife's breast milk. That is good in vitamin E, D, and C for you. Yeah, I only in America, baby. I don't know. Maybe not only in America. I would not. I don't know if mother's milk, cheese made of mother's milk just seems. Now, I know that there's people that would argue and say that would possibly be the best source of cheese, or would argue, yeah, for a baby, definitely. But it's a proven fact that for an adult, after you've reached the age of 12 years old, you do not need milk anymore. It's not that you don't need, but your body starts producing its own calcium. Irrelevant. This is not the Science Channel, but I got a few more of them before I leave. Mexican officials fired for painting teeth's bottom. This doesn't make sense. Mexican officials fired. All right, let's move on. I see what it was. Man sues Canadian airline because they refused to look at his penis. Man sues Canadian airline because they refused to look at his penis. When Marcel Coudet was in the air transit seat back in February of 2009, he felt some discomfort in the area between his legs. He went to the washroom and noticed that he was bleeding from his genitals. This article keeps going, but I'm just not interested in reading about a man's genitals. It's not extra small condoms for 12-year-old boys go for sale in Switzerland. Who the what? Wait, stop the press here, kids. Extra small condoms for 12-year-old boys go on sale in Switzerland. They're called the Hotspot. This condom has been produced after the government research shows that 12 to 14-year-olds did not use significant protection while having sex. Holy shit balls. And you guys are complaining here in the United States that you have to walk up and buy a tampon for your wife or for your daughter. And yet, could you imagine going up and going, I want small condoms for my son? Get out of here. I mean, that is pure. Yeah, right. Oh, but the other article I read to you just a moment ago said that they prefer men with small penises. So maybe this is why. Maybe they want this. All right. The police catch a man for snorting drugs on the roof of a cop car. A German police detained a nightclub raver who revealed were caught trying to snort amphetamines off the roof of an unmarked police car. Oh, I have to do this one the only way to do this, guys, because this is a real thing that is actually in the news. So let me move this over so my friend can take the stage. Okay. Now, this is really in the news. Look right here. Okay. He says, puppet cleavage censored. Puppet cleavage has been ruled out of advertising posters for a Colorado Springs bus shelters. Seriously? Now, you're going to censor the breast of a puppet, but yet you want to sell condoms for a 12-year-old small child. This does not make any sense to a puppet. Okay, I'm out of here. That's a serious topic right here. We've gone so far, our world has changed enough to where now we have to censor puppets, and we have to think about that we can't show a man's ass on TV or even a woman's breasts on TV. And we've gone to the point where we have to believe that the Heavenly Father, God himself, has told us and anointed us with the thought that this is bad. We're procreated in the world out of love. Each one of us is made out of love. If you guys forgot that, man, maybe it's time to just figure something out. Because currently there's a lot of people out there that are not holding true to love and the light. I know I just went to the hippie zone just now, guys. Please understand that you have power just like I do. Get out, vote, make a change, and love your neighbor. Treat your neighbor with some love and respect. A Florida woman says that her love handle saved her life when she was shot at after entering an Atlantic bar. Atlantic City. Wow. This is the benefit of being fat, she says. A Florida woman says that her love handle saved her life after she was shot after entering an Atlantic City bar on Wednesday night. Okay, weird. Webster's Dictionary, the dirty book. Woo! You know, the school systems are getting upright, unattained when they have asked Webster's Dictionary in the classrooms to be taken out. But what happens when the Oak Meadows Elementary School in Riverside County California, sorry about that, some of the parents didn't like this idea of taking the dictionary out and decided to show these other dirty things that we're talking about, things like oral sex. Now, you'd rather take out a dictionary than talk about books that show something to your children. Now, this has got to be weird and a one-off. I've never heard of anything that is such a terrible thing that we do to our children. I mean, when I was a kid, we'd have to have our parents sign a waiver so we can go watch a video or watch a little old lady put a rubber on a cucumber, or a banana. And I remember asking my dad, why do we have to sign for that? My dad tried to explain to me, but it didn't really stick with me very much. Now that I look back on it, we have to answer a few more questions before I leave you today. And the questions are plain and simple. You are given this beautiful thing called life. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to create something? You have the power to create. You have the power to go out and be and do and be a part of something today. Guys, from me to you, hold the light, keep it green, and stay true to your beliefs. You know what? Yeah, you know what? SMP, baby. Smoke more pot. And if you don't know what that means, you got to look at your clock, because your clock's going to tell you exactly what time it is.
Bong time, it's bong time. Don't you just know bong time? It's bong time, it's bong time. Everyone loves bong time. Bong time, it's bong time. Don't you just know bong time? It's bong time, it's bong time. Everyone loves bong time.
Not everybody does, but most people will understand and get it. But it was brought to my attention recently, before I leave you guys, that Wayne, you talk about 420, you talk about bong hit time, but you never talk about 710, and you never talk about dabbing. And I'm like, maybe you're right. Hey, happy 710, guys.
But instead, I'm going to share a little bit with you.
Dab time.
Put your left foot in. Put your left foot out. Put your left foot in and shake it out. You're about to do the hokey pokey. You're about to turn yourself around. No, don't get confused. Put your right foot in.
I want to leave you guys with a thought today and a news topic that is just too damn good to be true. Okay, so you've heard me talk about small penis condoms. You've heard me talk about men's genitals bleeding. You've heard me talk about Florida people and their alligators. And you've heard me talk about all these other things. I want to leave you with the coolest one of them all. Are we ready for this one? Let's go. The topic starts with stripping for Haiti. A strip club in Ohio has raised more than $1,000 for the Haiti earthquake relief during what is billed as the lap dance for Haiti. Be good to your guys. Be good to yourself. God bless and pass the ammo. I love you guys so much. Later. Get out of here.